Yellowstone Season 4 returned to our screens in early November, and we are currently at Episode 8, with only 2 more episodes left. Episode 5 is the current season featured a cameo from one of the all-time Texas legends. One of the 3 gods of Texas, Buster Welch, appeared on the show to drop a bit of knowledge. Stay with us, as today we're discussing his cameo, plus other Yellowstone news. First of all, who exactly is Buster Welch? Texans, we apologize in advance. Our videos go out to a wider audience than just Texas, so forgive us for explaining who Buster Welch is, please. A legend in the horse training world, Welch has been compared to God in his home state, and as the saying goes, there's 3 gods in Texas: the Almighty himself, Buster Welch, and George Strait. Well, there you have it. Welch was born in 1928 in Sterling City and began breaking horses aged just 13 around the time of the outbreak of World War II. Buster has been known to work on ranches all over the American West throughout his long career, and has also worked on the 4 Sixes Ranch, which has popped up in Yellowstone. As a young man, Welch took part in the NCHA, National Cutting Horse Championships, and made a big name for himself in the game. He was crowned world champion of no less than 4 occasions. Is this one of those things where Americans crown their champions as world champions and stuff only they take part in? Well, like the World Series in baseball, let us know please, Americans. So it's fair to say Buster knows a thing or two about our 4-legged friends, and his appearance on Yellowstone probably shouldn't come as too much of a surprise. What do you know about Welch? So, what's up with his cameo? Stay tuned. So as we know, due to Jimmy being, well, Jimmy, he has been kicked off the Yellowstone Ranch for defying John and competing in the rodeo event earlier in Season 4. Get off your high horse, John. Do you see what we did there? Jimmy is sent to the 4 Sixes Ranch back in Texas, where he will become a proper cowboy, and whilst skivvying off and taking a nap where he thinks he won't be caught, he wakes up to find a senior ranch hand at his new place of work, deep in conversation with none other than the legendary horse trainer, Buster Welch. In a conversation which is more than likely from Welch's real memories, the 93-year-old shares a tale about cutting horses with Ross, Jimmy's newest colleague. After his appearance on the show, fans of the show almost immediately took to Twitter to voice their approval of a living legend appearing on the show. One fan said, "The one and only, 93 years old and still dropping wisdom. He is the Babe Ruth of the cutting horse world." Another fan proclaimed that Welch was one of the greatest cowboys that ever cowboyed in cowboyin'. The same fan then called him a true legend. Some fans even went as far to tweet pictures of the great man in action, back in his heyday, which you can find with a simple Google search. What did you make of Welch's cameo? Pretty good at 93 years young, right? We're talking about Jimmy's shower scene next. Stick around. Jefferson White, who plays Jimmy on our favorite show, recently opened up about his awkward shower scene with actress Catherine Kelly, who plays the vet tech on 4 Sixes Ranch. Kelly's character, Emily, accidentally walks in on Jimmy while he's at his most vulnerable, as he was washing up for their date. Some fans think Jimmy had engineered the situation for Emily to see him in the nude, and the actor himself reveals he had been working out for like 6 months prior to that scene, so he wasn't exactly unhappy about being seen in the nude. Wow. When asked if Jimmy would have known about the perfectly good working shower in the bunkhouse next door, Jefferson claimed that he didn't think Jimmy was deliberately wanting Emily to see him naked. White said, "I think that he was very much caught off guard, and she's like really kind of cool about it in a way that sort of inspires more confidence later. But at the moment, I think all he's thinking about is, get me out of here." He went on to explain how he, Jefferson, had strategically placed soap around his private parts. But in each take, he is spraying water on himself, and he didn't even have drawers on. The crew took pity on White and provided him with a little sock thing before quickly correcting himself and telling us it was a really good big sock thing. Hilarious. What did you make of Jefferson's acting in this scene? Let us know. Some news from Rip now. Stay with us. As we know, towards the climax of Season 4, things are starting to heat up in Montana, with some great storylines starting to play out. We are hoping to see how Jimmy does in Texas, and also how John and Jamie's feud play out. There's also the Casey and Monica's news that they're expecting, which will be great for Tate. Episode 8, however, saw a big development in Rip and Beth's storyline. as John's right-hand man is finally invited into the big house as his romance with Beth finally moves on to the next level. Rip's relationship with feisty Beth has been on and off since the pair were kids, and in the opening seasons, we don't really know if John is aware, but we assume he is, as he knows everything that goes on in the ranch. However, season 4 shows the first time John has really opened up and accepted Beth's choice. He probably couldn't ask for a better, more loyal man to be dating his daughter, and he knows, presumably, that Rip will never betray him. John finally shows his appreciation by inviting Rip into the main lodge, by simply saying, "You know, the lodge is where family belongs," before adding, "Didn't sound like a question, did it?" when addressing Rip's blank stare. The penny finally drops for Rip, who asks John if he's asking him to move in with the family, to which John confirms in the affirmative. So what's the problem for Rip? It's pretty obvious from the get-go that Rip feels uncomfortable with the idea of moving into the place he has never seen as the boss's house. His first dinner at the lodge couldn't have gone much worse either. And Cole Hauser recently revealed all about what was going on through the mind of John Dutton's right-hand man. He said, John kind of springs on him. Basically, I would love for you guys to come live with me, before saying, having to live with your boss as well as have a relationship with his daughter, I think it's a little stressful for Rip, and uncomfortable. Hauser alluded to the idea that this could be the end for Rip, who has spent a large portion of his life living alone. He revealed that Rip has never been the sort of guy to want to live in a big house. Hopefully this doesn't signal the end for Rip on the show, as he is a great character and a real fan favorite. What do you guys think the move means for Rip? Will he be able to settle, or will this be the end? Let us know what you think below. News of Monica's storyline next. Stick around. Kelsey Asbilla, who plays Monica on the modern-day Western, and Luke Grimes, her on-screen husband, have been talking about their 4th season storyline recently. The pair are still reeling from the events of the season 3 finale, and Tate is also struggling to recover from the attacks which nearly wiped out most of his family. Casey is more committed than ever to Monica, and the family have restarted their lives on a different ranch, away from all the mayhem that being John Dutton brings. In the latest episode, Monica reveals to Casey that she's pregnant again, and the couple are visibly delighted. The pair spoke out about the storyline, and Luke explained how he believes Casey is delighted at the prospect of having another little Dutton running around. Kelsey revealed that Monica has her own reservations, as she believes having another Dutton baby just makes her more of a target after what happened to Tate at the end of season 2. Do you agree with Monica? Should she be wary? And finally, news of the show's spin-off. 1883, the Yellowstone spin-off, aired its first 2 episodes last weekend, and fans and critics alike were delighted with how the show started off. The show chronicles John Dutton's, Kevin Costner's, great-grandfather, James Dutton's, trip to Montana from Texas, and all the problems that come with it. The first 2 episodes are action-packed and features performances from some super actors, from Sam Elliott to the murderous sheriff Billy Bob Thornton. We really suggest you guys check this one out, as it will give you a really good idea on how the Dutton clan ended up in Montana. Let us know what you thought about the first 2 episodes below if you happen to watch them. As always, thanks for tuning in today, guys, and remember to join us next time. Why not do us a solid and share this video with any Yellowstone fans you might know of? Bye, guys.